Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. And here we are live on Let's Smilofy India with Mr. Mohammed Harris Nalapd, who is an esteemed guest because he's very close to my heart. He's like my younger brother. We have a beautiful relationship of he really pulls my leg. So it's our third episode today. A little introduction about him. He is the Bangalore District President, Indian Youth Congress, and the social media coordinator, Indian National Congress, Karnataka. Apart from that, a lovely human being, an amazing friend. Whenever I am in trouble, I know where to go to. It is just one phone call. He's just one phone call away. So, welcome on board, Mohammed, and thank you for accepting this invite.
It's my pleasure, Priya, and thank you for the wonderful introduction because I ain't going to spare you.
Uh,
You're this wicked smile nowadays, you know?
oh yes, oh yes, and the best part is that he knows I am a pakka. I love Mr. Modi. I'm a pakka Sanghi, and he calls me Amit Shah because of one statement that I made when I met him first time. I want to be the Amit Shah of, and ever since, oh my God,
But
that photograph that he made.
with all honesty, it's not a compliment to be like Amit Shah.
I will let that go. No comments.
Okay, each to
Okay.
their own.
Yeah, yeah. And that is what I love about you. Because in spite of knowing all that, I actually, whenever I read anything against you in media, I'm like, no, 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 he's not like this. No, no, he's not like this. Why are we painting him like this? So that is why specifically I've come up with this episode to know, the world should know the real Muhammad, the sweetheart behind the demon face that the media has created. So I am
Do
going
you
to
call
come to
this
you
face the demon face?
with the beard, yes.
I like my beard.
Yeah, yeah,
It's been
yeah.
with
And
me
you're looking,
for 10 years now, so she ain't going
yeah.
anywhere.
No, don't let her go. It's okay. We're too used to it now. So now, Mohammed, we are going to get a little serious.
Right.
I want you to. I'm sorry, I'm going to take you back to that incident that has really changed your life. Uh, we want to hear about the incident straight from the horse's mouth.
See, I can't speak exactly what happened or what went on that day because the matter is in the court.
Correct.
So we can't speak about it right now because that will later replicate into multiple things. But I take this incident as a very big learning step of my life. I think this incident gave me a new approach to life. Uh, I actually was dropped from 12th floor to the ground floor straight up. So that fall actually taught me a lot in life. And I think my father always taught me something is that always be positive wherever you are and whatever you do. So that kept me going. And from there, things have changed and life's been better. Uh, I'm trying to catch up with it.
Okay, so I am going to come to the next question. The incident. Okay, Mohammed, we have lost you. Um,
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but I can't see you.
Why?
I think you pressed the camera.
No, camera.
Yes, now I can see you, but I can see the sitting arrangement. Yes, you're
Yeah,
back. You're back.
yeah.
Okay, so now when the incident happened, the Muhammad before that and the Muhammad after that, whoever knows you knows you have changed 360 degrees. It's like or 180 degrees. What? How did that affect you as a person? Throwing from up to down is a single statement in which we can understand the
See,
emotion. Yes,
can you
you're
hear me?
back. Yes, yes, yes.
So this particular incident taught me a lot of things in life. When we
Hmm,
take, if you say I changed,
hmm,
I don't agree to change. I think it was more of reinventing myself. I was never a bad person, right? So it's not that before that I was a reckless and a bad guy, and
hmm,
suddenly after this incident I became a good guy.
hmm,
It was the way that I approached things had to be changed. I had to soften a little. My approach to a lot of things till today, I think it offends a lot of people, but it's inbuilt in me. That's not what I want to portray, but it's my body language, or it's particularly some way I walk, or some way I say, some things I do. People tend to get a very arrogant sense from me, but that's not something that I want to do, or that's
And
not
that's not
something
something
that
that you are. Yeah.
it's not. But
Yeah.
that's portrayed that way. But when people tend to hear me, listen to me, talk to me, we have a conversation. They say, "Sir, we saw on TV and what you are is like two different extremes. This is nothing to
Right.
do that. It's not true at all." And
Hmm.
I was actually, the timing was as such. It was during election time, and it got politically motivated, and things got ugly, right? So that's what was the major issue. See, I was not the actual person who they were looking for. It was my father. The way they could attack him was through me. That's all it was. So in that, I gave them an opportunity. So I'm at wrong before telling anything to anyone. So that's how I've accepted it and started moving forward.
When the news came out, how did Harris, knowing Harris so well, how did that affect him? How did it affect your mom? How did it affect everybody in the family?
See, to be very honest with you, my father is very close to me. We both have at least a meal together in a day. He's very busy, so to get him, and we at least share a meal together every day and spend at least 2 3 hours talking, and that's been our routine for the longest time I can even imagine. And suddenly, when I'm not there, what he would have gone through just with that father son relationship is too much. Forget what everything else around that happened. There were multiple things that happened around it, the dynamics, but the basic that his son is in pain or he cannot spend his time with his son itself was a very big punishment for him, and for something that he didn't wish for or uh, could have done anything about. You know,
Yes. And then you were behind bars for how long?
117 days. Actually, we have decided that we are not going to talk about those 117 days, because those 117 days are actually the best 117 days for my learning. I actually spent those time re-evaluating myself, understanding what were my mistakes, what needs to be toned down, and what needs to change and correct and come in. And like the same way, now somebody will have a question after 117 days. Still, this fellow didn't learn, or what will be someone's mind who's listening
Yes.
to us.
Yes.
So
Yes.
after this 117 days, if you take those incidents which came on TV or things, which are unrealistically not fair on me. There are so many car accidents that happen. One car crashed, they made such a big fuss out of it. And I really didn't drive the car. If I did drive the car, there's no big deal. I could just get down from the car and say, "Yeah, there's an accident. I will go to the police station, pay the fine, and get out." That's all it is. It is not something, a crime that I need to run and hide from. I have that much basic education that if I drive a car and there's an accident, I can immediately go to the station and take care of it. It's not a crime, world's first accident, right? But the whole
Yeah,
media was.
but now the media is all over you all the time. There is
So
anything
the
you do becomes a hype. How do you
thing,
deal with that?
so that's another learning now that I have to live with it. I have no choice. I need to just live with it and accept it. Okay. So now they will also understand. Before I used to not spend so much time out and doing social service and spending time with the media and the party people and stuff. So now I am doing. So a lot of media people are seeing me, interacting with me, and they're seeing the other side of me where they don't agree to what they were doing. So they're also understanding. So I hope that last thing would be the car accident. Nothing more would come. Only good things about me.
Really, you are the Salman Khan of politics, huh?
I ain't
The
Salman Khan, yeah.
controversy.
I am Nalapd.
Uh, yeah, see, that is why.
See,
This,
see
this, this.
the things I say. This is at most at humility. I said I want to be myself, but the way I said might have come out very arrogant.
That's what.
So
Yes,
I'm just. I said this so that you could understand what I'm trying to say.
I understood. Why? What I said was you're Salman Khan, controversy's own child, controversial child, huh? While being the opposite in the real life, because I see you doing so much work for the underprivileged. Nothing comes nowhere. You have been busy in the last 3 months when we were all sitting.
No, see, during this COVID crisis,
Hmm.
the NARS Foundation actually, I think we spent a lot of time and energy in making sure these people didn't have to come out of the houses.
Correct.
So we started off giving ration kits
Hmm.
from our personal foundation, which were enough for months. But then
Hmm.
once we started giving these kits, we
Hmm.
realized people didn't have money to buy gas, a gas cylinder, to cook this food. And then they didn't have money to buy vegetables for the ration that we have given. You understand what I'm saying? So there was three breaks. So as we started, first we gave kids. Then we realized that even if we give kids, they can't still eat. They'll still be hungry because they don't have gas. So then we started cooking. We started making about 12,000 meals per day
Hmm.
and sending it to those people who didn't have even the basic criteria of gas. So then they were, they got ready food to their houses. So this was how we planned. Then what happened is we realized that the farmers were not getting a good price for their crops because of this. So our KPCC president, Shri DKS, went around and started purchasing vegetables from the farmers. So what happened? The demand went up and the price shot up. So at the same time, we also did our bit, where we went.
Hmm.
I made sure that my team went directly to the farmers. I removed all the middlemen. I didn't let anyone go to agent in between. We went straight to the farmers and started procuring the materials, and we then distributed that also. So all this, I started a little bit of it. We put on social media, not because I wanted to boast what we were doing. I wanted to push or bring
Hmm.
out people who have the caliber to
Hmm.
do something, to come out and join. Right? It was not that I wanted to show people that what I'm doing.
Correct.
That's 50%. Remaining 50% is I wanted to get people who have the caliber, who have the heart to come out and start doing. And there are a lot of people, youngsters, who really came out. And one of them I would like to mention, worth mentioning, is Nikhil Kamath from
Mm-hmm.
Zerodha. Um,
Mm-hmm.
he did a tremendous job during that time. They used to cook about 10, 12,000 meals every day. Then he gave about 6,000 kits in Shivajinagar. Then he gave 3,000 kits nearly in Shantinagar. So You did a good job, and things like that actually really matter. People making money is one point, but then the heart to come out and do something for the society in a hard time is very important.
Mohammed, whenever we Google you up, you have all the money in the world to do a good PR and go ahead, clean up your name, push the stories down, all of that. But you have not done any such thing. Whenever we Google about you, it is all the old stories that come up mostly. Is it have you done that purposely, or you are waiting for the right time to open up? What is it? What is the psychology here?
I don't want to hide my past.
Hmm.
I live in today.
Hmm.
You see me, what I'm doing right now.
Hmm.
You want to go back to my past? Please do. But that's not who I
Hmm.
am.
Hmm.
I am what I am today. So I really don't think it is important for me to go clean up what is there.
Not
I didn't
cleaning
give
up.
them money.
Not cleaning up as a layman. Like yesterday, for example, I'll give you yesterday's example. The minute I posted this poster of ours, somebody forwarded it on her timeline. There was this gentleman who really took offense, and how can you do something like this? So there is this weird image of yours in people's head. They have no idea who the real Mohammed is, like how we have. How do people come to know about you then?
I actually think an interaction with me for 5 minutes on a personal level will change anyone's opinion because I know what my heart is and what I really intend, Priya. So, with all honesty, okay, it is not something I did. Okay, it is what is being portrayed about me. Okay, and I don't want to do anything which is superficial, right? I get a lot of comments on my Twitter and Facebook. Uh, Not much on Facebook nowadays. It's actually the Twitter who's behind me, stating stating that what kind of humanitarian work can you do? You can't do things like this. So if somebody posts something, there's always behind them. Okay, I think they're being too naive and just seeing one side of the narrative. I think they can actually, if they want to, they can spend some time and find the real me.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
handle all my social media platform myself. Okay, I'm
Yes, I
saying
know
this
that.
on
I know
live.
that.
I listen and read each and every messages, each and every comment. If somebody wants to interact with me, my mobile numbers are all over the place. My WhatsApp number is synced to my Facebook page. Everything that you send, I read. There are certain things that there's a level. Nowadays, the trend is help me, sir. Please, sir. They send message. You ask what help they need. They need money. I am not governor. I don't sit in RBI. I don't print money. So there's a limitation to what we can help. All right. So we need to understand that people who are watching, who are asking, ask for things that I can do for you, and I will not even take a blink of an eye to do that for you. And it can be anyone.
I know
And
I can say I just pick up phone and just call Mohammed up. Anytime there's a problem, I know one person who's standing by me forever is
no,
Mohammed.
see, Priya, it can be whatever my equation with you is, whatever. But if you need something and if I can do it, I will do it. Because those are the principles that my father has always taught me. He says, when you can, do whatever you can. Because when you can't, they will come and say, when he can, also he didn't do.
Hmm. Right.
Right? So we're sitting here. My father's been blessed. He's been given a position. The people have elected him. And the same way I have come through Youth Congress, I won my election and came my way up. I didn't go and claim a seat saying that it's my Mr. Harris's son, give me something. I worked my way as a general secretary, then to the city president, and I'm still working really hard with it. Today we actually celebrated our
Rahul Gandhi is
National
good.
President Sri Rahulji's birthday, and he gave us strict instructions through the state, through the nation, that we are not supposed to do any cake cutting or anything. We're supposed to give something to the poor. So we gave about 1,000 kits of ration today in Rajaji
Mm.
Nagar. That's part of my central division, where we found a lot of people who thanked us a lot for this, and that's his vision, and we are trying to explain. Before you go away, let's come back to Rahul Gandhi. Okay.
Okay.
Uh, so,
Not my favorite topic, but yes.
so, so, see, I take a narrative. I think the person also is like me. He's been portrayed in a certain way. Okay. And the whole world is sitting there and watching the way that they want. But nobody is listening to the real him. All right. So I'll just give a recent example where he did an interview on Zoom, the first press conference, and he said some word repeatedly. Okay. But he didn't say that word 17 or 18 times in one go. He said that in a 1 hour conversation. So if we go back and sit and take out the words that I have used in this 1 hour conversation, you might still find same kind of words. But the BJP troll team sat down, cut it out, and sent it out in the 1 hour after his press con. They sent out this video, which ruined what is the good message that he had given in that 1 hour press con. So there is a narrative that they're trying to play, and this is a free India, and it's now people have to come out and understand what is the reality. Can we have the lights, please? Yeah,
Okay. I will come back to you now again.
yeah.
Mohammed.
Tell
See,
me.
thank you for accepting my brutal honesty.
That's okay.
Now, this pressure of being in the public eye, which I think most of us, whoever is there in the public sector, we have to become thick skinned after a point, and which I am very glad to see that you are. It is not affecting you to that level, probably, that it affected long time back. But is there anything that still, when you read about yourself, is there any emotional havoc it still creates in you?
It actually doesn't really. When there are things that I heard about myself on the TV and on articles, I laugh now. I'm like, okay,
Immunity. You
it's
have got
okay.
immunity. Immune
It's
now.
okay. They're not saying anything really bad. It's all right. Let it be, kind of thing. But actually, what affects is not me. Okay, I have a grandmother. I have a grandfather at home. My grandfather came from nothing and he made an empire for himself. And we all are part of that. So when he sits and watches the news and he sees something, he's broken. You know, my mother, whatever said and done, okay, now anyone can call me anything. But my mother, for her, I am still her baby, right? My father, my family, my uncles, my aunts, all of them get really worried and actually feel bad. That's what hurts me more than these articles. Actually, for me, it's okay. You say whatever you want, I'm okay. It's all right. But it implies on a lot of things. Okay. Now, I'd like to make one more point. We have a school by the name Nalapd Academy. All right.
Oh, yeah.
So you worked there briefly.
Yes.
You helped me basically. Yeah. So in the school, the management doesn't like me at all, because every time they bring up the admission numbers and they're up the brim, some articles comes of mine on the news, and
I
parents go
have
back.
personally gone through that. We did everything under the sun, and
So,
every time it happened, this was the reason why people
so,
just went away.
so people, whoever watching this or will watch this further, I have nothing to do with Nalapad Academy. It's just a family name that is there. And my brother and the whole tech management is very different. I have nothing to do there. So don't worry, put your kids there.
You had once told me, Mohammed, that ever since very young age, you have stopped taking money from your father. So how self-reliant are you here? Now I really, this is one interesting part that you people should know.
See, I'll tell you something, all right? When people look at me, they think I'm a spoiled brat, got everything. Agreed. A lot of things for me happens because of my last name. A lot of things work for me because of my last name. But for me and my father, if I take some money from him, it is actually not a very big deal for him. But I believe that I want to work myself, make my own money, spend my own money. Because what I spend on is never justifiable to spend my father's money,
Hmm.
right? So I believe that I need to be self sufficient. I'm not making money to buy lands and buildings and all that. That all my father can do. I just need to make sure that my expense, I can make it myself. I live my life myself. My lifestyle is supported by myself.
Amazing. And not many people know that. They think, oh,
No, no, that's
bade
exactly
baap
what I
ki,
said.
bigdi
The
aulaad hai
moment,
aisa.
the moment they see Nalapd, they're like, "Oh, he's a rich, spoiled brat."
हाँ,
His
हाँ,
father gives him everything. They can actually do anything they want. That's the image they have. But the reality is what I know, right? What I go
maybe.
through,
Yes.
and each time this happens, I saw my principal saying, "Well said."
Yeah, yes, Kavita ma'am.
Yeah, Kavita ma'am. So these are the things that people need to understand. Okay, there was that blood of mine that you all took away. Now it's enough. There's enough of it you have taken away. Now there's nothing left in me. I've already become thin. You know.
Now with this kind of pressure now, and you have gained that immunity under pressure, now you know how to perform under the media pressure, everything, you know how the stories can go haywire. What is the message from you to the youth today specifically? Because we are seeing, I mean, recently we saw one of them, dear friend again, going the suicidal way. The youth today succumbs to pressures, and under pressure they can take their lives. How did you, being there, still doing all this and still coming out fighting it out, what is the message specifically from a person like you to them?
See, I'll tell you one thing that kept me going. All right. My father always said, wherever you are,
Hmm.
wherever, okay, you can be in a five-star hotel in a presidential suite. You
Hmm.
can be in a three-star hotel, or you can be in a jail.
Hmm.
Anywhere you can be. Okay.
Hmm.
But always don't look up, look down. Don't
Hmm.
look up.
Hmm.
Don't look up, look down. So
Hmm.
always look down. When you look down, you see somebody who doesn't have enough as you. You are in a five-star hotel, you look into a three-star guy and you feel happy about yourself. You don't
Hmm.
look at the presidential suite guy and say, I can't stay in that suite there.
Hmm.
Okay, let me explain in cars. You have an Alto. There's an Alto guy, there's a Innova guy, and there's a Benz guy. All right. So you're in the Innova. Look at the Alto guy and feel happy. Don't look at the Benz guy and say that, oh my God, I don't have a Benz, because this want will never
Hmm.
finish.
Hmm.
Right. So same thing you apply into any place and anything in your life. For
Hmm.
me, I took jail also. When I was in jail, there were a lot of people who didn't even have company, who couldn't even get out of the jail, who could not leave the jail because they couldn't pay 4,000, 5,000, 3,000 rupees.
Hmm.
So I was in a much better place than all of them. So when I was there, I've never spoken about that side or what I've done there. I've always, the people who were there in jail with these kind of issues, a lot of them during my time there, I have freed them and sent them away, because the happiness that they would feel, that I can't feel, I could see You know the difference. When you have everything and you're locked up inside somewhere, it is a very horrible feeling. But still, I looked at myself as a better person than rest of them. I had more things to my luxury. Luxury meaning not five-star luxury. I'm saying more things in my life that were, there were people who were at least coming and visiting me during the allotted visiting hours. I have to be specific. I can't afford another controversy. During the specific, there were people who used to not come to see them for years and years together, right? So there were during Ramzan, there were a lot of people who couldn't do a lot of things. So we did whatever way I was there during those 117 days. Whatever help I could do to people inside there, I did, because that is my nature and that is my calling. So why do I have to be so thick-skinned and be in politics? A lot of people ask me, why do you need it? You can just go to business and help your dad. Then no media will follow you. Nobody will bother you. You know, you can live a life. But that's not my calling. My calling is people,
You
right?
love Poland, yeah. You love that field.
It's not, see, it's, I'm not driven by position. I'm not driven by what they give me or what they don't give me. I'm driven by if I can satisfy one person, if I can see a smile on his face, that's enough.
Yeah, and I can vouch for that.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's enough. So that's what drives me, right? So yeah,
So,
what's your
what is
next
your
question?
message? What is your message to the youth? Look
There's
down.
nothing,
Look
there's
down and
nothing bad.
gratitude.
There's
Gratitude.
nothing bad that has happened to you which has not happened to someone else, right? If something bad has happened to you, that has already happened to someone. You are not the first person who's had this,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
So just think that how that person came out of it. We are always there. There is now if you have a pressure of 10, someone's already taken 20 there. So they have come out of it. They're still there. So take inspirations from them. For youngsters who can see me, who connect to me, what better do you want? Anything that can come my way, I will still take it and come back strong. To I urge not to the youngsters, all the families of these youngsters. You need to support them. That is very important. No matter what I did, what I do, what I come back home with, my family has never harassed me. That is why I'm standing strong and I'm talking so much and doing all this. If my father or mother just said, okay, get out of the house, we don't want you, you're just a troublemaker, that would be the end. Because they give me that kind of, compassion, support, is why I have overcome whatever I have overcome. Same thing, I urge all the youngsters to go speak to your family. You might feel ashamed to speak to your father or mother about certain things. But today, trust me, all parents are also equipped to handle our difficulties. My best friend is my father. Any issue I have, I speak to him. Any problem I have, I tell him. Right? I think he actually in my life, the only person that keeps putting me back to my place is my father.
Yeah. 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 You're
Hello?
back. You're back. You're back. You're back. Yeah.
I'm out. Whenever I'm out and I suddenly come back with a big, ego of I am somebody, my father just puts me back to my place. He's like, sit down. Beto, तुम है, अभी मेरा बेटा है. So uh, it's always good that we have a good bond with our families. Share a, you can speak to them. And in the previous time and era, there were a lot of things that we couldn't discuss with our families. But now our families
Yeah.
also upgraded, right? So we can talk to our families, explain to them, and take advice from a lot of people. And don't feel shy to ask anybody anything. You
Yeah.
can discuss it. So that ego, how can I tell my problem to anyone? let it go.
It is very difficult for people to ask for help. Somehow, I don't know. This is one place where I'm actually working on with the youngsters. Get up and ask for the help. You will get
Ask
all
for
the
it.
help. Yeah.
Okay, see, a no is not going to change anything in your life, but a yes can.
Yes. Yes.
Do we
Mohammed, one
understand
last
that?
question. Yes, I'm going to go with one last question and I'm going to let you go because we've already taken 35 minutes of yours. Uh, do you think there is a lineage that you carry, your father, your grandfather, there is a family name? Do you feel the pressure of that name?
Actually, it's not. I feel the pressure. Uh, so I told you with my school what's happening, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
So at the same time, with my name, they are feeling pressure.
नहीं वो तो
You
उल्टा हो गया नहीं वो समझ
question.
में आ गया
I got your question. I'm coming.
हाँ,
With my, see, I'm making it again clear here multiple times. Nalapd is not my name. Nalapd is my family name,
हाँ,
right?
हम्म,
But when I was in school, Mohammed Nalapd, Mohammed is a very common name, so people started calling me Nalapd, 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 and that name stuck onto me,
हम्म,
right? That's all. So some people always ask me, what, your father only likes you or your grandfather only likes you, so that they have named everything Nalapd. Sorry, no. This I'm not so lucky, but I'm very lucky. But still, to understand, always my father, my grandfather is a huge businessman who achieved from scratch, from zero to a
हम्म,
great level. And my father took it even bigger forms. He made it for himself in politics. So today, I always say this. So the people say it's very easy for politicians' kids to come and get
the
along.
nepotism and the
But
favoritism and all of that.
I don't agree. I don't agree. We, the moment we come in, the people who don't like our fathers, no,
Hmm.
automatically they become our enemies for free.
Yes. Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? Whether what I do or no, just because they don't like my father or they don't like my grandfather, they become enemies to me.
Hmm.
They try to finish us. So politics is not easy for people who have family in politics. If I feel, if I was just a businessman's son and I came to politics, they would have not bothered me so much, because I become the target when my
Easy
father,
target.
for
Easy
my
target.
father, yeah,
Yes.
that's,
Yes.
they want to attack my father but they can't find anything, then here I am,
Hmm.
you know. And there, see, I like to say something. Whatever accusation, reasons people tell or make, or what they say, Nalapad, 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 this, that, this, nothing I have done is unbearable. Okay, very simple. I will tell you what happened in Farzi Cafe was a boys' fight, a car accident. I have not done some kind of a economical crime. I have not
Hmm.
taken bank loans and run away. I have not done a cheating or a fraud case. I have not had any other kind of allegations. The allegations which are done are boys' allegations. It can happen to any boy. Just happens to me becomes a big thing because I'm an MLA's son. It's very simple as that. When you break it down, cut the part that I'm not Mr. Harris's son, and there is a bar fight between two people. What would have happened?
Nothing.
They would have gone to the case the station. They would have put a 326 or something, a case, small station
Probably
bailable
not
case.
even that.
No,
Probably
they would,
not even
no,
that.
no,
Yeah.
okay. They would have just done a small FIR and given a station bail and sent them away. But the moment it became Mr. Harris's son, all these things added back. So I always say, if you look at what allegations are there on me, it is nothing that is so bad. It is just that things have been done by boys. There was another allegation that I hit some Congress worker or something like that. In the off late, there was one more episode of it. So
Really?
that was totally somebody who tried to take advantage of the name and the situation. It had
Hmm.
nothing to do with me. Okay. So now the people want to lynch on or do something to me to create a news out of it. So now I'm equipped and I've learned my mistakes. Now, if there is a fight between two people in somewhere, call three people this side and say, I am not there, I'm here. You vouch for me, please.
That's a good one.
No, I'm saying, so there's a fight happening there. On a normal scenario, I would have run to get them off. But today, if there's a fight happening there, I'll call three people here and say, hello, look at me, please help me. Please say that I was standing here when
Please
the
save
fight is
me.
happening there.
Please save me.
Because the next thing will be Nalapd is in a fight with somebody. So,
So, as per the normal thing, nepotism and having a strong family name can be a plus, but can be a heavy.
there's a lot of, see, there is a lot of plus to it. Okay,
Hmm.
so if have to go meet a senior leader, if I was a normal Karyakarta, I had to stand there and wait there and tell him and go. Now, when I go there, I can call him uncle and go in and speak to him. All right. That
Grown
advantage
up
is
with it.
there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That advantage is there. But to what extent? Till I'm capable. If I'm not capable, that will also finish, right?
Yeah, like how
So we
Rohan
need to
Gavaskar,
understand.
yeah, how Rohan Gavaskar finished, how so many other people from different industries, fathers were great. They got the first step in, but then after that, they couldn't.
Again, now, for me, it is a very big shoe to fill my father's shoe. Whatever I do, it'll be compared to what he does. All right.
Yes.
And he's a man who works 18 hours a day, but I don't work 18 hours. I work only 10 hours happily, because I don't need to work 18 hours because I'm Mr. Harris's son, you know. So that kind of approach when it comes, right? So for me to do do anything, it's always weighed against my father or grandfather, what they did, how much they work, how they could do. So I will never feel that, right? So that is a big gap that will always be there. So I've accepted in my life I'm number two. I don't have a problem. My father is number one, I'm number two.
Wow. And that's a lovely, let's come to the end with that lovely statement. So, all the best to you, Mohammed. I hope to see you grow up the ladder day in days coming ahead. I wish that the good work that you're doing comes on the forefront, and I really hope and wish that the real Muhammad is portrayed very soon in front of the world, and for the world to love you as their would-be leader.
See,
Then I can say, "Oh, I am
I
Muhammad."
wish and pray to the Almighty, to all the gods, that if I am capable to do something good to the people, then you give me position, then you let me grow. If I'm incapable to do any good to anyone, don't grow me. So if there's a position that is going to come to me, should be that I could help someone or I could do something good for people. Otherwise, I don't want to do politics. So my position driven politics is not going to happen for me. It has to be happiness to the people.
Now, two words for me, Muhammad, and be
Lose
nice.
some
You
weight.
be nice. Be nice.
Lose some weight. Priya,
Now that
stay healthy.
I'm healthy.
But actually, you're not, even though you're fit.
Of course.
Yeah.
I am
And
good.
remember the
I'm
time you
healthy.
broke your leg?
I
Tell
know
me about it.
that incident. I fell down, and I just remember one thing out of that pain, that laughter,
No, the pain, but
and
I
the
took you to the
taking care
hospital
of
also.
me. Yes, that's what. And till the time I was in hospital, Mama, you were there, making me laugh, making me cry, making me like, okay, this guy's so cute, he's so sweet, he's taking care of me, but full
I
on
was still
masti,
making
full
fun of you.
on fun. No
All the
time.
best, Priya. All the
Thank
best to
you.
Smilofy
Thank you.
and whatever good
And
work
thank
you're
you for
doing.
coming, and all the best to you too. You're
Thank
actually doing
you.
a fabulous job.
I'll do
Lots of
whatever
love.
I can till I can.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Bye. Bye.